Hi guys, long time no see. Today's video is going to be about how hard it can be to be a lover girl in this generation. It's full of heartbreaks, it's full of expectations that people cannot fill up to because you know how you are, and it just can be really hard and turn into depression or isolation. It can just be a lot. So I want to let you guys know that you're not alone. I know that a lot of people feel this way, so we're gonna have a little chit chat because this is getting out of hand. So before I start anything, I am gonna pour myself some sparkling blush because that just fits the vibe right now. And then we're gonna get into everything. Guys, I did not know that I needed a bottle opener for this because it's not actual wine, it's like sparkling blush. So I'm sitting here trying to get it open, pry it open, and I cut my finger, but we're gonna just keep on going. I finally got it open. So I'm about to pour up and we're gonna get started. I'm gonna give it a taste test. This is so good. If you do happen to see me looking like over this way, it's because I have some notes, because if you know me, my mind goes all over the place, so I want to make sure that I stay on track. So before we get into anything, I want to let you guys know that you need to stop thinking that it's always you. There's nothing wrong with you. If someone else isn't acting how you think that they should act, it's not because there's something wrong with you. Stop thinking it's your looks and other things that are irrelevant. I need you guys to know that the content that's being pushed out nowadays is what's molding everyone to be the way that they are. You know, hookup culture is popular, toxic relationships. All of this stuff is because of the music and what's on TV. People are watching these things and people like to try to act like it doesn't have anything to do with it, but it honestly does. You don't notice because you're just watching it and it's just going inside of your brain slowly, and it's molding you into who you are. So yeah, stop thinking that it's you. These people are just watching all of this nonsense and it's making it normal to be toxic. Like, that's not fun. You know, it might be fun in the moment. Everyone might love a little toxicity for a minute, but when it comes down to it, to be serious, like, no one wants to deal with that. That's just kids games. That's just mind games. And so it's not you. When I was younger, you know, I wasn't like boy crazy. I didn't talk to a lot of people. So for me, and if you're like this too, and you've never really dated and you're kind of a late bloomer in that area, it's going to be a little different for you. It's going to be harder because you're not used to these things and you can be naive. And so a lot of people already have been through relationships and talking stages and they've been hurt. And so sometimes they put that hurt on you and you're a person that's not really experienced and you're just thinking like, oh, like they wouldn't do this to me, and everything's fresh to you, so it can hurt more. But majority of the time it can be because a lot of people have been hurt in the past. They could have been cheated on, a lot of things of that sort. And so when you're talking to someone, they have all of these things in the back of their mind when whole time you're just like, oh, I'm not even like that. But it's hard for them to see that because they felt like that was someone else and then that person hurt them. So also have that in your mind too, because it's not always about your looks and everything like that. It can be the hurt that someone else still has in their closet, in their mind, in the back of their mind. They just constantly think about that, and it's hard for them to see that you're actually genuine because they've been through so many other people and those people hurt them the way that they didn't think that they would get hurt. So no more crying, no more looking in the mirror, trying to change yourself, trying to look at someone else that they're talking to now and thinking, oh, well, maybe they like them because they look like this. And even if so, if it's just because of looks and they choose not to talk to you because of that, okay, like everyone has their preference. You have your preference. So honestly, you just need to think logically and stop always being so emotional. Us females can be so emotional, but it's just like, you just have to think like, okay, you have your preference. If you like someone that's tall, someone short comes your way, you don't want to talk to that person anymore. So if that's like that with someone who's talking to you, you know, you're still a baddie, but you're not who they're looking for. So go on to the next one, and God saved you from someone that just wasn't for you. If you're drinking with me too, we can do cheers. All right. So I need you guys to hear me, and I need you guys to hear me clear, ladies. You need to set boundaries. And I know that a lot of people say this, and I used to be the type that was like, okay, like I know what I'm looking for and I know what I'm not looking for. So I don't need to write it down. But girl, when I tell you, when you're talking to a guy, right, and he's in your face and he's just looking so handsome and y'all talking and he's telling you all these things you want to hear, and something can slip past you. Like, he can have a red flag for you or a boundary he can cross, but because he looks so good, sometimes you can forget. And you go home and you're just talking about everything. You're just like, oh my gosh, like, he's so charming. He said this, he did that. And you forget about your boundary that you had. So I feel like you need to write it down so that you can look back at it. Look back in your notes like, okay, what boundaries did I write down and why? You have to remember why you wrote down those boundaries, because sometimes people can feel like, well, it's not that deep, it's not that serious, you know, I can look past that. But you need to remember why you wrote it down in the first place. There's a reason why. Maybe something traumatizing in your past happened, or it just can be anything. You need to remember why you set that boundary. I also want to say that when I say this, I'm not saying like expect everyone you come across to be perfect, and if they have this one little thing that you don't like, to just stop talking to them, because everyone was raised differently, so you can't expect everyone to have it all together. You know, I say work on things. That's what a relationship is about. You're supposed to work on things, and you have to be willing to know that someone's going to do something that you don't like, but you guys have to talk about it and you guys have to communicate about it, and then just see if they're trying to work on it. And if they are working on it and trying to make sure that they love you in the best way possible, then there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you see that they're trying. So don't just see something little and then you're just like, you know what, like, no, like that's the wrong thing that's a wrong trait to have, because in a relationship you're going to have to work on things. You're going to have to learn how to be strong and be patient. So when I say that, in no way do I mean to give up on someone, because you wouldn't want someone to give up on you, but you do want to make sure that if it's a big boundary for you, to not let it go for that person, because they'll also see that you're so willing to let go of your boundaries for them. So you might meet someone that really needs your attention, and maybe you were raised in a way where attention wasn't that much in your household, and it's kind of hard for you to be all mushy, and you're just like, ew, like, I'm not calling you baby, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. But they really want that from you, and it can be hard. A scenario I want to say is that, like, maybe in their childhood they weren't really paid much attention to, and they really need their significant other to pay a lot of attention to them. So that's something that you would have to work on, but you wouldn't want them to just give up on you just because it's kind of foreign to you to give that much love and to feel that much love. You will want them to communicate that to you so that you can work on it and love them in the best way possible, because you want them to feel loved. But we don't know each other, we're getting to know each other, so that's why you have to be patient and communicate, and then see if they're willing to work on it, and then you guys can go from there. But don't give up on each other. So just think of it that way, and just know that everyone won't know how to love you, just like you don't know how to love everyone else unless they communicate it. So you guys have to communicate. I do believe that we do meet certain people in our lives just so we can even have a better understanding of what our own boundaries are. I know that sometimes you may be questioning, asking God, what was the point of me coming across this person? Why did I have to meet this person just so that I can get hurt? Like, what was the point of this? But I think that you should see each person that you meet as an opportunity to see maybe something you can learn about yourself, or something that you can even learn about how others operate. I used to talk to someone, and even though they were crazy in a lot of scenarios, I did learn a few things about myself after talking to them. I learned that it is okay to be vulnerable. It used to be hard for me to really be mushy. I would be like, no, I'm not calling you baby, I don't do the nicknames. It was just like a yuck for me. But then they taught me that what's the point of talking to someone or trying to grow with someone, be with someone, if you're not willing to show love? It just doesn't make any sense. And so when I thought to myself, I was like, you know what, you're right. So just because others were kind of not as vulnerable with me in certain situations doesn't mean that I shouldn't be that way with my lover. It's the point of showing them that you care, and showing them that you're willing to put pride aside and everything else aside, and just pay pay them attention, show them some love. People want to feel loved, so it's okay to be vulnerable. So they definitely did teach me that about myself, and I'm thankful for that. And so from now on, I will learn how to further on be more loving towards people and love them the way that they want to be loved. Something that I want you guys to do after this video is that I want you to be honest with yourself, and I want you to think about every relationship that you've ever been in. I want you to think about every talking stage that you've been in, and I want you to write down something that you've learned from each person that you've talked to. And if you say that you can't find anything, I'm sorry, but I think that it's hard for you to put your pride aside and actually admit to the truth, because I know that you can find something that you've learned from each scenario and each person that you've met. So that is going to be you guys' homework. I want you guys to write that down, and that will show you guys that there's a reason for each person that you meet. It's not just meeting them for no reason or just so you can get hurt. It's so that you can learn something new. I had to take a sip for this one, y'all, because this is so hard. It's so hard. And I'm not just talking to you guys on this one. I'm talking to myself, because I need to hear this. And at times I can be a simp, you know. I can admit to that. And it's okay sometimes. But I want to tell you guys to stop giving your all so soon, because when you do that, a lot of people take advantage, and it sucks, because it's like, why not give your all? I feel like we all should be able to give our all, but it's just like so many people have pride, and so many people will take advantage and put you through so much that you don't even have to go through. Don't give your all, because when people see that you'll give them your all without them really doing much, then why should they keep on trying? They already got you. There's no game. There's no like challenge. And I'm gonna tell you now that a lot of men love a challenge. Like, if you're not giving them a challenge, they're just gonna be like, she's easy, and they're just gonna go on to the next one. It sucks, because it's like, why can't we just be adults, and I have feelings for you, you have feelings for me? So what's the issue? But it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, but psychologically, men love a challenge. People in general love a challenge, but especially men. They want to get something that's so hard to get, and it makes them feel valued if they can get you, because it's like, oh, like, I got this, I got that, which caused her to want me. So it just, you know, it bigs up their ego. It bigs up their ego. So yeah, you don't want to be so easy to get. You need to give them a challenge, you know? Let them feel like they had to earn you, because they do have to earn you. Think about how hard you worked on yourself, or how hard you're still working on yourself, and it shouldn't be so easy for them to just get you. You need to show people that you're not dealing with any and everything, because there's plenty of people out here that will align with what you're asking for, and if they're not doing that for you, then goodbye. Also, if you've never dated a lot, like I was saying before, it'll be easier for you to fall for someone so fast, because you're just naive and you've never felt that attention in that way. Like, of course you felt attention from your family and things like that. If not, that's a different story, but you're so used to feeling love from your family. But when someone else loves you and they're showing you attention and everything like that, even if it's not love, just attention period, you'll fall fast, because you're just like, oh, what is this? Like, this is so new and it feels so good. So you'll fall so fast. So you just have to catch yourself and calm down. There's so many people out here, and the first person you meet isn't necessarily a person, and you deserve attention. So just because you feel attention from someone doesn't mean to just fall for them, because that can also be a cover up for other issues that they know that they have. Just like when some people love bomb you, it's because they know that a lot of girls, once they get attention, they hear, oh, you're beautiful, and all the things they want to hear, that they're just going to erase everything else, and they're going to stay with that person just because they give them that attention. Make sure that you're paying attention to the real stuff that's going to be what you have to deal with in the long run. Of course, stay in the moment and appreciate everything that they're saying to you, but don't be dumbfounded, don't be blinded. I used to be so naive, because I would say to myself, I'm loyal, I'm kind, I'm supportive, I'm all of these things, so why wouldn't someone stay with me? Why would they cheat on me? Why would they do this and that? But honestly, people don't really cherish that anymore. So stop trying to see yourself in other people. You can only go based off of what they show you. You can't keep on thinking that everyone's going to reciprocate, because everyone was raised differently, like I said before. So just be you, but pay attention to the things that people are doing and just communicate what you like. I also want to tell you guys this. Some people do not like you. They like the way that you make them feel. So keep that in mind. So my unpopular opinion is that a lot of people say that you need to love yourself first before getting into a relationship, but that's not true at all. You need to love God first, because you need to know who you are through Christ, and God will give you that human form of the love He gives you. So you just need to talk to God about your boundaries and talk to God about what you're looking for. It can be hard sometimes to remember, but you have to remember that you're not perfect, and everything's not just about your lover getting prepared. It's also about you getting prepared too. God has you, and He has the person for you on the other side, and He's putting both of you guys through experiences and scenarios to grow, so that when you guys come together, it'll be time. They're not going to be perfect, and you're not going to be perfect even when you guys are together, but you'll be well enough to respect each other's boundaries in a way where it's like, okay, there's some things I don't like, but you guys can work on that. If things don't work out between you and someone, that doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. You guys could get another chance, but maybe in the point of time where you are right now, God knows that you're not ready yet for that person. That person has certain things that they're working on, and you're not yet on the level of where they want their boundaries to be. So you need to work on yourself too. So just look back on yourself and think, the person that I'm looking for, am I the person that they would be looking for? Because I know sometimes I can get caught up and I'll be like, I really want to be with someone, but when I think about it, there's certain things I need to work on first, like vulnerability, other things, a lot of other things. We're not going to get into that, but there's certain things that I do realize I need to work on. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm not really ready for a serious relationship right now. So just think, are you ready for the person that you're looking for? The last and final thing that I want to talk to you guys about is to stop being so serious all the time. I can get caught up in doing this, and this causes you to get hurt easily because it's hard for you to stay in the moment. You're constantly thinking about the future, and if this person is going to be a great husband, or this person is going to be great for, I don't know, your kids or whatever it is. You just constantly keep thinking about the future. But if you keep doing that, you're going to keep on getting hurt and disappointed. If you take any and everything so serious all the time in life, then you're going to be hurt for a big percentage of your life. Each person that you meet fits a certain category in your life. So just allow that person to show you which category they belong in. Stop rushing love. I know that we see all of these cute edits and all these cute moments of people when they're outdoors, but when it's behind closed doors, you have to deal with real feelings and real situations, and you have to be patient with someone and add them to your life. You're so used to being alone and worrying about you and your career, but I'm telling you, once you get with someone, you have to put your pride aside. You have to learn new things about them. You have to think about them with every decision that you make. So it's not all fun and games. The little videos that you see of someone, kissing or buying them something or having a little funny moment, that's not all the time. So get yourself prepared for that. You also have to make sure that someone always feels validated. So every decision that you make, like I said, you have to think, how will this make them feel? So it's no longer just about you, it's about both of you guys. You just added someone new to your life. So just focus on your career and focus on furthering your relationship with God, and He will bring that person for you when it's the right time. Listen, it is not the end of the world if something does not work out between you and someone else. Continue to be yourself, continue to be loving, continue to be supportive and caring. Whoever you are, do not give anyone the power to strip away who you are. The reason why so many people are hurt is because the cycle just continues. Someone else got hurt, and so they hurt someone else genuine, and then it just keeps repeating and repeating. But honestly, everyone wants love, so I don't understand why everyone keeps talking about how they're hurt or how, it's just, I don't understand. If we all want love, then why don't we just all give love? But the thing is that some people just at the wrong time, they met a genuine person and hurt them, and then it just caused the cycle to continue. Just continue to be you, because suppose that one day you're tired of everything and you're just like, you know what, why am I being like this? I'm just going to be like everyone else, because why not? And then say you meet a genuine person that was like how you were before, and you don't align with them because now you're tired of everything and you're acting like everyone else, and they don't want that type of person. So I say to just be you, and it's inevitable for everything to align with who you are. You attract who you are. So just continue to be loving and it will happen for you. Just be patient. So if you're sitting around and you're thinking that you're the reason, maybe it's your looks or it's just who you are, maybe it is who you are, but look on everything and see if you can be a better person, and if that person deserves for you to change yourself for them in a good way, not in a bad way, trying to act like someone that you're not. But other than that, that is why you need to know yourself through Christ, because then you won't allow anyone to strip away your character because you're trying to be someone for them that you're not. Remember that you are always loved, and if you stop being a lover girl or a lover boy, then we'll just all be the same. There will be no love left. So just stay true to yourself, because we all need each other. All of us lovers are looking for other lovers, and if there's no love left, then what is life without love? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. So just continue to be yourself. And I made this video because I want you guys to know that there are other lovers out there. So yeah, guys, just continue to love each other. Bye.